Okay. So to me, like I see when we sign up to be coaches, we want to go like all heads in, like all bam, and like learn everything and start doing everything and be a pro right away. And I simply do not see that possible in our lives because we're all busy people. Like, and we forget to think about like when we get a new job and we show up at that place for work and they give us, you know, a couple days where we learn the system and then we add on a little bit more and then we add on a little bit more. And we have like this 3 months of training, right? Well, with Beachbody, we tend to forget to give us ourselves that 3 months of training. You know, we think we're going to get in and we're going to start selling challenge packs and we're going to start doing this and our posts are going to be perfect and we're going to know how to work the office and all this stuff, right? We got to remember, it's like a job. It's like opening up a store. If you never owned a store, you're not going to show up on day one and make $10,000 worth of sales because, like, one, you don't know what the heck you're doing. And two, nobody else thinks or knows that you know what you're doing either. So we have to, like, give ourselves that time. So with me being where I am, I've kind of, like, put, like, stages and places of where I think my coaches are. And I really don't base that off of how long they've been a coach. What I base that off of are the things that they're experimenting with doing as a coach. Okay, so like me, I went all in. Like from day one, I was posting like crazy. I was doing everything I possibly could. So I probably moved faster. But some other coaches, you know, when I felt like I got burnt out at about a year, like big time burnt out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just can't handle all this. Some other coaches, they may be super, super busy too, and they're taking it slower, or they're part-time coaches. So even though they've been coaches the same amount of time as I have, doesn't mean they're at the place where I am. Does that make sense? So even when people sign up, and that's kind of, if you guys see how I do my groups, that's how I base the chat messages too. That's why I rework our chat messages every 3 months, where the ones who are doing certain things like Hidden Success Club or their Emerald, things like that, they're put over here in this chat message, and new coaches are put over here. Now, I may have a coach that's been a coach for a year, but if I can see that she hasn't posted a Beachbody post on her page in like a month, then she's not going to fit in over here with these coaches who are doing that. She still needs to be over here until she figures that part out. Does that make sense? So to me, there's like little stages. Unfortunately, what happened to me, and I think it probably happens to a lot of people, because I reached out, I signed up under a downline who wasn't very active when I first was coaching. And I have a lot of questions and I wanted some dang answers. So I was reaching out to everyone asking questions, and I would sometimes get a response back that I thought was very rude or uncalled for or mean, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, that's so mean. She should help me. But there is no reason why a top coach should be helping me. I'm not on her team. I didn't pick her. You know what I mean? So even though at that time I thought it was rude, now that I've kind of advanced, I can totally see why that happens in the stage that they're in. So for example, every single day, and I've showed Jennifer some of these messages, at least like once a day, I have these coaches from other teams who are always reaching out to me and asking me questions or want me to show them something, or, you know, it's all over the place. And I used to actually try to help all of them. And I wish I could. I honestly do. But at this point in my coaching career, I can't stop and help them and still have time for my team. So I will give like a few pointers and then say, now you need to go. And one of the examples today was he had reached out to me and he was saying that his upline doesn't help out because he doesn't hit Success Club and going on and on and on. And I basically wrote back. I had clicked on the page and I wrote back and I saw that the last time he even like made a post was on the 7th or 8th of this month. Like that was just a post. The last time that he made a post having to do with anything, and it didn't even say Beachbody. It didn't, nothing, he went on a run. So that kind of, I correlated with Beachbody because simply I didn't have no more time to look for posts. So at the most, the end of August is when that was. So about 6 weeks ago. Also in his information section, in his cover photo, there is no, like, if I was a stranger who went to his page, I would not know he was a coach. And even worse, his friends and family looking at that, or people who could have been following him, how are they going to know he's still coaching or didn't give it up? You know what I mean? So I kind of like played that for my coaches today. And I told them, I said, you know, I hate to say, like, sound mean, but I don't have time to help people like that. You have to really focus on the people who are trying. Like, you can see they're posting, they're showing up for meetings, they're making some sales, they're asking questions, they're doing trainings, they're doing, like, the ones that are trying. Those are the ones you have to focus on more sometimes. Because the other ones, they have to find that within themselves. You can't find that in them. They have to start doing that. And I told him, I said, I don't know, I asked some question and I was like, am I right or am I wrong? And nobody responded to me. I think they got pretty scared at that point. So then I had to break the ice like 2 hours later. But I kind of look at like when we sign up to be a coach, I think, to me, like, I did, for some reason, I don't even know why, it was like 2 friends a day and messaging 2 people. I think maybe that was supposed to be 3. I have no idea where I pulled those numbers out of my head, but the power of 3s is, I think, a very good place to start as a new coach. So you know you're posting at least 3 times a day, you're sending 3 messages and invites a day, and you're adding 3 friend requests a day. So as a new coach, while you're still training and stuff, that stuff would take you like 15 minutes to get through. And then you still have the rest of the time where you're learning and you're training yourself and coming up with ideas, things like that. Then as you grow, to me, ever since like when I was first a coach, I don't know, through training or whatever, I don't know where I got my thoughts and ideas, guys, because I didn't have anyone telling me this stuff. But in my head, to be a successful coach, I had to get challengers and I had to find coaches. So in my head, I divided that up. So 2 challenge packs a month, right? I had a Hit Success Club. So 2 challenge packs a month were challengers, but 1 coach a month had a challenge pack, had to be a coach. So when I was inviting people to challenge groups, other people that I thought would be great coaches, I was inviting them to the coaching thing because I wanted to build both my sides up, you know what I mean? So I don't think that, so once you get the power of 3s down, you have to really start thinking that way, long term, what's going to grow your business. You guys can sell challenge packs and Hit Success Club every single month, forever and ever. But plain and simple, your business is not going to grow if you're not signing up coaches. So if you're looking at making it a career and a full-time income, at some point you have to start breaking the ice in recruiting, because once you start rank advancing, you're still always going to sell the same amount, basically. You'll get better at it and probably sell more, but your team volume, so say you're on average, you make $100 sales in retails a month, and that's about, 3 challenge packs. You're going to make a little bit more from that. But that covers your Shakeology and stuff. So you're doing that every single month. That never changes. What changes and grows your business in the next stage is growing your team. And then as your team is growing, your team volume bonuses are going to be higher than your retail sales. You're still going to be making the same amount of sales, but it's your team under you that's going to keep building and building. So my team volume bonuses and stuff are a lot bigger. I would say probably 3 times bigger than my retail sales a month. And I still strive for the same retail sales. But what's happening on the team is I help someone, they become a coach, and then that person helps 2 people. Those 2 people help 4 people. Those 4 people help 8 people. See how it's multiplying? I'm not doing anything more. I'm still doing this bit of sales, and I'm signing up 1 more coach. See what I'm saying? And that's where it really starts to grow. And if you're going to make it a business, you have to be recruiting too. And me at first, I was actually scared to recruit because I was like, I don't know how to be a coach. I'm still trying to lose weight. How can I teach anyone else to be a coach? But it's not your job to teach them everything. You just mentor them and you show them, you guide them along the way. You give them the resources. On a team like ours, that's easy because you just plug them right into the team chats or plug them right into our team group, and they're seeing everything that everybody else is doing. It's their choice whether they go and pick up that information and read it type thing, But in the overall aspect of coaching and the whole recruiting thing, if you guys think about it like we're going to go sell, I had to pick up boxes of candy bars today, right? I could go out to the neighborhood and walk every single one of these darn houses and sell them one by one by one, right? Or I can divide it in 3, send my older daughter that way, my middle child that way, and I'm going this way. And we get more done quicker. It's the same way with coaching. Our goal is to find people who want to live happier, healthier lives. You, on your schedules with kids and jobs and families and stress and all this stuff we have to do, cannot do that alone. Your friends are going to know people you don't know, and you're going to teach them how to help people. And in the long run, those people they're helping are getting help in the world because you created that wave, and it's going down and down. So I don't want you guys to think of recruiting as like this just weird, icky thing, It's actually to help the overall purpose of what we do as coaches, help your team, and help people get healthier, make more money, whatever it is, what their goals are. It's just another avenue of how you're helping and being more efficient with that. So once you get the power of 3s down in that stage of coaching, the whole recruiting thing and starting to build that team is where I see the next stage is. And then you get the next stage up where then you're trying to come up with better training and ways to motivate people and keep them going. That's a whole nother story. It's the whole How many people are scared to talk to people about coaching? Here. Exactly. Why? Go ahead, Jennifer, why?
Because I don't want them to think that I'm talking to them just so I can have them be a coach.
Heather. Oh.
First of all, let me apologize for how my daughter eats popsicles. It's disgusting because all I can think about is the of the teeth. But anyways, I'm like delayed. Are you guys getting a delay? Are you?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm because I'm like, well, maybe like kind of what Jennifer was saying, like if they want to, like they think I want to make money off of them. Like that's what I'm looking to do. I mean, because when I sold 31, I felt like that's how people thought. Like they didn't understand my love of the product, and I wanted everybody to love the product, and I felt like they thought I wanted them to spend money. So I kind of see it as the same aspect. Like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Andrea.
Exactly what those two just said. I don't know how to like make it come across as like it's like a good opportunity and like get them to see that part of it without sounding like salesy and like just talking to them for that reason.
Remind me that, because I'm coming back to you. Emily.
Okay, sorry. I'm on my iPad, so I have to find the buttons are a little bit different. My roadblock with the whole piece about coaching is because there's too many people that they've run into already that has tried to pitch them with something else. And so a lot of them, you know, depending on how I'm approaching it, they'll say things like, oh, well, I already have somebody that does what you do. Or I'm not interested because so-and-so with that product who's a competitor, you know, they'll say what makes it so different. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is exhausting. Why did I open up this can of worms? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I actually get that. Not too much. I get some of that with the whole like competitors or they already have a coach, and I'm like, well, that's cool. You know, maybe you just hang out in my free groups, or, you know, definitely check in with me. And I kind of put them kind of on the back burner, I guess, because I know eventually there are so many coaches that quit. There are so many people that I've asked to be in my challenge groups, and they've told me no because they've had a coach before. And then somewhere down the line, their coach quits, and then they reach out to me like, so this new program's coming out, and I want to order it, but my coach quit on me. You mind if I can have you for coach? I'm like, no, yeah, I mind. No. So the longer you stay in it, you'll get more of those too. Were you going to say something, Heather?
I was raising my hand because that was me. I was like, my coach quit. Can I come under you?
That was Andrea too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
Cool.
see, it happens a lot. And by that time, like I think with Andrea, she was probably thinking about becoming a coach a while, like eyeing her coach and thinking about it for a while. And then her coach quit, and she was like, man, now what do I do? Because I seriously reached out to Andrea, and like our relationship took off so fast. I was like, slow down. I don't even know what's going on here. I was like the girl in high school going, I think I just kissed somebody, but I'm not so sure. So, I mean, it was like, wow, this is awesome. And then ever since she became a coach, she was like, take off too. So they are watching, but those people, like I hate to say their coaches are going to quit, because not all coaches do quit. But I will say a lot of coaches either quit or they go to the hobby part-time discount coach type thing. and they stop posting, kind of like that guy maybe, right? They stop posting, and what do their friends think? They're not a coach anymore. So then they go looking for other coaches. So when you take that step back, that's what they go. Now, Andrea, you were saying you don't know how to show them the benefit in coaching. And that like blows my mind for you, because Andrea's a stay-at-home mom, and she hit Success Club within her first month, right? And like killed it. What about the income? That didn't help out? Like that, right?
Yeah, but it's just, I feel like people just hear the same thing all the time, and they just think it's like some kind of scam or something. Like I don't know how to get them to believe it, because I just started and I haven't like had anything to show yet.
Yeah,
Really?
but what did your income go to pay for?
I paid for Shakeology once, and that's about it.
Okay, but that's a post. That could be like, I cannot believe I got all of my own products paid for my first month of coaching.
Yeah.
Maybe that was me when I signed up for coaching. I signed up for the discount, and I kind of timed it right. So I already had a friend who was interested, and I was like, well, I'm going to sign up for the discount, so then you could just order from me. So I signed up, and about 3 weeks later, she ordered a bag, and I saw the commission, and I was like, so if I sold 3 of these a month, then I get mine paid for, and it's free. And I don't have to listen to my husband complain about me buying some shake. Got it. And that was my goal, because I didn't have the money to buy Shakeology then. And I was going to like poison Shakeology off my husband because he was complaining so bad. So that was like a big goal for me. And that's actually how I became like a working coach, was working for that goal. So there's a lot of moms out there who can relate to that. They want Shakeology, but they need to get it paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's a post. Now you guys are just feeling icky about it because you're thinking that people want to make money off you. Jennifer, when I asked you to be a coach, did you think I was just trying to make money off you?
No, I didn't.
Heather? Andrea? Then where are we getting this thought process?
I don't know.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if you had a friend who you're having fun in a challenge group, and then you're like, girl, you're a lot of fun. Like, you should be on my team. We should be chatting every day. Like, this is fun.
When I have challengers like that are consistent and that are fun and that participate, and you go down the checklist of what would be a good coach, I do ask them. I do. But and sometimes I have to ask them a few times. But as far as just daily asking, like, I'm just really picky about who I ask, because if I don't think that they're really interested, and I know, Gabby's going to say, don't decide for people. I know. But if you're in my challenge group, you're half-ass posting, or you're not posting at all. You're not even participating. And when I private message you about it, you're like wishy-washy, like messing up all the time. Like, I don't know. To me, that just doesn't go on the checklist of who's a good coach or who would be a good coach. So I just don't even bother. But I do bother with the ones that are, really active and, participate and encourage other people. And, I have one in my group right now, and I've already asked her about it, and she is interested, just not right now. She's actually on vacation in another country, but she's still participating in my group, and she's still killing it. She's still losing weight. And I hate to say this word, but I don't know how else to say it. I even pitched a really good reason on why she would make a good coach, and how coaching would actually help her.
Mm-hmm.
And she agreed with me. But I mean, those are those kind of people. But just like cold, you know, not, I don't want to say cold asking, but you know,
Yeah,
just
see,
people,
I keep those
I don't
people
know.
on my like radar. Like I have probably 10 people that I'm like, I want her on my team. When is she gonna say yes? And I try not to nag, but every like 2 months I check in and I'm like, hey, so I see you're pregnant now. Gonna have to wait another 9 months. So you know, and I just keep that conversation going because eventually most of those ones do come around. The other ones that are not participating so much in challenge groups and stuff, they get the whole, we have 10 minutes left. They get the whole, once a month I hold a sneak peek. Hey, you know, I don't know if you saw this post that I did in our group, but I'm having a sneak peek and I didn't know if you're even halfway interested in it. What do you think? That's the way I invite. I don't throw a whole bunch of information. If they're like, sure, I'll take a look at it, then I put them in there. But I invite people to coaching all the time that way. I have people who I have invited to coaching and they've never even been in a challenge group. And I'm like, okay, listen, you're not going to buy a challenge pack. I get it. I've been asking you for 6 months. But you're going to be in this challenge group and you're going to go running or something because you got to see how awesome this is. For real. You're a good coach. And I put them in there. And you know what I've done too? Is making them apprentice coaches in my group. So I call them challenger coaches in my challenge groups. And I tell them, look, I'm going to send you some posts. And if you can't think of something to post that day, just copy one of these and throw it out there. You'll see. Watch. And I show them how easy it is. And for that challenge group that I'm going, see? We're always here. We're always sharing these ideas. If you can't think of something or life gets too busy, then you're just going to copy one of these posts and throw it in there. And look what happens. So I make them a coach and showing them that they have time to do it before they're even a coach. Because for me, most of my following is, you know, crazy, busy, working moms. So the fear that most of mine have is the time aspect. So that's what I want to show them is that they have the time. They just think that it takes 8 hours of time instead of the hour. And look, I'll be straight up with you guys. If you guys don't ask them, someone else is. I have no idea how many of my friends that I'm like, wow, she signed up to be a coach. How come I never asked her? In that recruiting and building your team, you don't have to sign up 100 people. But eventually, 100 people will come up under you. But it starts with the couple. It starts with Emerald. And then from there, that's where your team's going to start multiplying. Does that make sense? All right, what questions do we have?
Can I be done getting a spanking?
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you guys. And you know, this is going to be like, and to me, it's just like a stage of coaching. Like, it's like the next level. So when you go into employment, you start a job, right? You're just at the bottom and you're learning and you're doing all this stuff. And then you know your stuff. So then they throw on some extra duties on top of you. So then you're doing basically full-on coaching, right? And then you move up to, like in my job, we have the lead, right? So it's not really a manager, but it's a glorified team member, right? So that's what Emerald coaching is. It's like the glorified team member, because most of the time that's one coach and then that's our husband or mother or somebody that we signed up there to make us there, right? And so there's our thing. But then to get to, you're trying so hard to get to Ruby that most of the time you guys slam right into Diamond. So, and that's because somewhere in here, these 10 people that you need to get to 8 people diamond, 2 of these turn emerald just by watching you. And that's where you become the manager. So just like in employment, except for I don't want you guys to think of it as a manager, because in Beachbody, if you go into management mode, once you hit diamond, you're gonna hit a plateau. So like seriously, I'm gonna be ready for that. When you guys hit diamond, I'm gonna be like drilling that into your heads. Don't stop. Don't stop. You can't slow down for them. You put them in a group, we're gonna train them all together. It's their job to do that. But it's just like another stage. So if you want to make it like the career and you want the full-time income, the only way you're going to get there, unless you're going to like, I don't know, open up a gym and sell 30 challenge packs a month out of the gym, I don't know how you would do it. I don't know how you're going to make a full-time income just off the retail sales. Like you would have to be killing it in challenge packs. It's your bonuses. And you know, the other day, I didn't put this in my little video that I did, but there is, you know, when you hit certain ranks that you get more bonuses, right? So of course we always get, and this is another thought too. I don't know if you guys have thought about this, but what level, Jennifer knows this answer, she remembers. What level of coaching are you at your most potential in Beachbody? Does anyone know? It's at diamond. And why? Because a diamond coach makes the same exact income per basically hour, or what we call team cycles, right? As a 15-star. They're still making the, I think it's what, $18 a cycle? A 15-star diamond makes the same $18 a cycle. They just make a lot more because they have a bigger team under them. But it's still $18 per cycle. So that's where you make the most potential. So why would you sit at Emerald and make the 14 instead of giving yourself a raise to make the 18 for doing the same exact work? You see what I'm saying? And then when you start making like real rank advancements and stuff, the elite coaches, they have a bonus of, and this is on top of everything else, their team volume and everything, $500 a month, just bonus given because they're an elite coach. 2-star diamond coaches, their average right now for this year is $900 a quarter. So that's about $300 a month for just their 2-star diamond bonus. 5-star diamond coaches, their average quarterly bonus is $2,500. So I wrote that down. I saw that. I was going to put it in the video, but I hate talking about money type things like that. I have a real hard time talking about money even in my post, especially for me because I don't use my Beachbody money. I use it to pay off debt. So it's not like I can say, woo, Beachbody just bought me a vacation. Because it didn't buy me nothing. But I get to cut up a piece of paper. I don't know.
It's digging you out of debt, though.
It is, yeah. And I don't know if you guys, I can send some screenshots. We're going to get cut off. But I'll send some screenshots at how many people view those income posts that I do. And I don't do them often enough. I need to get better. But you really, the call out to like be a coach, you need to be inviting all the time. But I did a post about this today, the jab, 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 right? You guys talking about how awesome your team is and stuff on your page, that's a jab. And then like after 3 jabs, you throw a right hook and say, okay, I can't. I have to have a sneak peek because I have so many people asking me about coaching and I totally believe in this. Come join me in my sneak peek. And that's a right hook. So you're dropping the little thoughts in their head and then you're going to straight up invite them to a sneak peek or something. Does that make sense? All right. I know we're going to get cut off, but has anyone got any questions? Was this okay? Was I too mean? Okay, I'm gonna look for some videos on like recruiting and stuff too, because I don't know. To me, this is my best time of recruiting every year. My last 3 months of the year, every year is when I recruit the most, but that's because I focus on it the most. Why? Because I was that mom who couldn't buy Christmas presents. And I know there are other moms out there who can't buy Christmas presents. And I don't want them to feel that way. And that's what nobody's like wants to watch what they're eating anyways. It's the holidays. But they all want